What up, what up, everybody? Welcome to the 21st episode of the Glitched Out podcast. I'm your guest, G, aka Glitch Size. We're joined today by the one and only. You guys know who he is, the infamous, the one and only, coming in at a solid 190 pounds of pure muscle, my boy BitesWorld. What up, man? What up?
Yo, what up, G? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Yeah, man.
So today, guys, man, we got a great menu, man. We got some appetizers, we got the main dish, and on top of it, we got a delicious dessert for you guys today.
Yes,
we're gonna be talking about we're also gonna be talking about the one and only Darwin Project. I know we covered a little bit of this on a previous episode, but me and Bites had the chance to have hands on with this game. We'll be talking about Darwin Project. We'll also be talking about the one and only the new Warhammer game.
Yep, Warhammer is the next one.
And then we'll also be talking and covering some gyms of the week. And we're going to talk about the whole little, fiasco going on with FedEx. So if you thought FedEx and hacking, fiascos of, companies being hacked left and right, it's not over. There's a new one. But
which is a surprise, man. I'm surprised to see FedEx back in the news, man.
Yeah, man.
After the holidays, so
it just blows our mind that these companies that, have our private information, such as our social security and, our routing numbers get hacked. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Like when I was younger, it never crossed our mind to ever be worried about a company being hacked. You know what I mean?
Right.
That we buy from or we use their services, especially as FedEx.
As huge as FedEx is.
And then Equifax got hit too.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't want to talk about any of the credit bureaus. Like, I get sad immediately when I think about it.
And their whole thing is, they have our information and nobody will see it, right? Isn't that what they? Right. That's the catch.
I mean, we kind of go about it thinking that everything is secure until it's not, So.
Oh yeah. And I kind of feel like it's hitting a point where we're kind of just not surprised anymore. We're just like, all right, someone else got hacked. Here we go. I hope it's not me.
Exactly. So if you're out there watching the podcast and you don't have any type of identity theft protection, go and get that immediately, because everybody's kind of at risk these days for the most part.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But other than that, man, before we jump into this and get started, man, how's your week been going, man? How's the stream? How's life?
Yeah, man, the week has been great. Work, streaming, trying to stick to the schedule. Those are all challenges week after week. But overall, it's been a good week and a good weekend. Just trying to get things together for next week as well. So trying to keep things going. How about you?
Good, man. Jumping into some role play. I've been hooked lately on the role play, man. I can't seem to pull myself out of it. There's some amazing stories going. I heard you in the server too a couple times, right?
Oh yeah. I jumped in a few times. I've been watching your streams too, man. Watching the role play kind of unfold. You've been going pretty hard this past week, man. So
some amazing stories, man. Some really good stories.
Some crazy stuff.
Some really good stories.
I won't spoil it, man. But yeah.
It's definitely. I cannot wait to see the next chapter for G, or John C. Jones, like we like to call him. But we got to get you in there, man. We got to get you some stories and stuff and whatnot. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, me and a few other new faces have kind of gotten whitelisted here recently. So
okay, nice.
We're all there.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump into it, man. Take it away, Bites.
Oh yeah, man. So first up, like you mentioned, we're going to talk about the Darwin Project. I don't know how many people are familiar with the game, but it is a battle royale game, a survival game, or what did you call it earlier? It's a
battle royale.
Yeah. So we checked it out. I played it a few times since we brought it up on the show, and I like it, man. It's that post-apocalyptic kind of landscape that you're playing in, right? And they're expecting it to be a full release this summer. So, early access right now, and if you're into action adventures or survival type battle royale games. This is the next one up, should be extremely fun.
It's pretty good. And they actually have an open beta right now going on, right? From February 23rd to 26th.
That's correct. So what, one more day?
One more day. Beta? So pretty much anybody's listening right now, go on Steam, type in Darwin Project, download it, play it. It is worth it. It's worth it. Honestly, for open beta, it's pretty well optimized. It's running pretty smooth.
I'm gonna say it's just about a finished game, from what I saw.
Yeah, pretty much. And they're planning to launch what in around summer 2018.
That's right. Yeah, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's not too long from now. I mean, these couple of months have been flying already for 2018. So before you know it, it'll be actually a final release. But a little bit of background about the project. So it's the Darwin Project. Like I said, it takes place in a apocalyptic landscape. It's in like based in the northern Canadian Rocky,
Mm-hmm.
Rocky Mountains, basically. So
Yeah.
snow caps and things like that. And the preparation is an impeding ice age, a half science experiment, half live entertainment is kind of how they launched the game. It's basically 10 players are challenged to participate in a survival for cold, in a cold environment, to fight to the death in the arena. So, if that doesn't pique your interest, I don't know what will, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like hacking and slashing and tearing down your opponents, then
I mean, yeah, it's a competitive multiplayer. It's a third person kind of perspective or gaming experience. And, there's only one victor, I believe. One person wins the overall bout. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's amazing, man. And the game modes, they have a solo mode, a duo mode, and there's also a show director mode.
Which is
So,
actually pretty interesting, very interesting. I think now when people like honestly, I feel like a lot of people when you hear about another BR game, are just like, really,
like one
enough.
more, right?
I can't count how many people on Twitter, all over YouTube and on Twitter, just like I'm tired of BR games. Like when
I
they
don't
heard
know
about,
why.
when they heard about Red Dead Redemption's gonna, numero dos was gonna come out with a BR mode, people were like, really. Really, do we really need another BR mode?
Yeah.
There is an audience for it. A lot of people like it. I like it too. Like when you don't want to feel fancy and I want to leap, and I'm getting, I'm getting a little crazy. I like to jump on BR and then I lose a couple times and I'm like, I'm good. I'm going back to role play. But but no, it honestly it looks good. Like you said, solo, duo, and the show director. I feel like the show director, and we're gonna jump more into it. We're gonna dissect that, but I feel like the show director is gonna be the edge that this BR title needs to come out
Right.
at least on top. I mean, what do we got right now? We got PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Yep.
We got Fortnite, which is killing it right now.
Killing it right now.
And
They had a couple of recent expansions that were fantastic
mhm,
with the Valentine's and the map updates. So that
mhm.
game rocking
Dude,
and rolling.
they're pumping out content like no joke. I
Yep.
personally think they looked at PlayerUnknown Battleground and like they looked at them. What did they do right and what did they do wrong? And everybody knows what they did wrong was they take forever to push out content. Like
Exactly.
that Sand Mountain map everybody's waiting for. It finally came out, but it
Exactly.
took way too long. And people say I'm bored of this game or they're just burnt out. And when you get burnt out, you go into a new game. They went on to Fortnite. It caught their attention. It's getting on the hype. There's constantly new. Skins,
Like
new
skins
weapons.
and
Yeah,
maps
man.
and picks and the gliders are always getting
Yep,
updated.
yep, yep.
Um,
And I imagine pretty soon they're gonna come out with a new map too.
oh yeah,
So
you got to know the maps are coming.
yeah.
Plus, we're just talking about the battle royale side. They've got a huge game with the PVE aspect of the game as well. So, um, I played that a few times. It's actually just as cool as the
Hmm.
battle royale stuff.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, back to the Darwin Project though. They've also got a manhunt and a survival mode. I think is separate, or is that a part of the game? I've got to actually
So
validate that.
So it's this manhunt and survival. That's an aspect they threw in the game. That's a feature they really want to push in the game. They want to make this game different than PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and Fortnite. So it's not your typical BR where you jump on a map, you kill each other. You
Right.
can, I mean, you can track people down. You can use in certain cabins there's like little real time radars. You could track people down using that. So they really want to emphasize on you're braving the elements and braving your foes.
Gotcha.
So that's where the manhunt comes into.
Yeah. So let's get into the show director, man. They talked about that being an additional uh, kind of key feature of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and basically the show director is the bridge between the players and the spectators. People will get the opportunity to vote and participate in what kind of happens and dictates, kind of how the game sort of plays out.
Mm-hmm.
So he or she is the host and master who controls the arena with nuclear bombs, zone closures, gravity storms, and the power of the voice, right? And this could be a real tool to really self discovery, they say. The start of the new career as charming but deadly game show host. So basically, this is the differentiator between, let's say, this game and Fortnite. This is
Yeah.
going to be what separates it completely. And
Yeah.
players who want to have more participation in spectating, which you have zero participation in spectating on Fortnite,
Mm-hmm.
which can get boring,
Mm-hmm.
will have an opportunity to participate here. So
Well, you can spectate. I believe you can spectate in Fortnite, but there's no interaction. You pretty much just watch people.
exactly.
You watch people that killed you. Pretty
Well,
much.
you can spectate your team members, but you can't
Yeah.
influence or help them out.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you can do here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, the controls for the show director has, like I mentioned, the gravity storm, which is a super low gravity for 2 minutes. Invincibility, you also can do that, which players get, I guess, unlimited um, armor and things like that for 20 seconds. There's a close zone. You could choose which of the 7 zones to close. So I guess you can direct players to different sides of the maps. Electronics, you can turn off electronics for a certain amount of time. And then I think you mentioned this earlier, which is a warm up.
Mm-hmm.
Is this kind of like a fire or something like that, where you
Yes.
feel the player's cold meter?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because when you're walking around, your cold meter goes up and up and
Ah,
or goes
gotcha.
necessarily down. So you're getting colder and colder. And when you hit that final mark where you're just freezing to death, your HP starts to go down. So you could, grant some help to somebody out there struggling. Say, hey man, you know what I mean? Bites, you're struggling right now, man. I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah,
I'm gonna warm you up so you can keep
yeah.
on moving. So as a show director, you're pretty much like God. You can pick and
Pretty
choose.
much. I
You're
mean,
you can pick and choose who wins, who doesn't lose, and if somebody has a huge disadvantage skill wise, you can help them out a little bit. It's gonna be quite interesting.
and the last thing was that nuclear missile, man. That's the one I'm kind of confused about. I hadn't seen it played yet or played out in the game, but
Hmm.
it's a zone that gets blasted for 40 seconds.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
kind of what I'm thinking that is that sort of how the bombs drop in PUBG, or is it a little bit different?
So what it is, you activate it. You pretty much so how it looks when you're looking from the director's perspective. It looks like you're playing the game, but you don't have a character in front of you. At the bottom, you have this selected, the controls: gravity storm, closed zone, electronic, warm up. You get to click those, and you get power ups. Your power meter, obviously goes up. The higher power meter, the more you can use, or the higher tier of these controls you could use. You pretty much click it and you drag and drop it over one of the 7 sectors.
Ah,
And
gotcha.
then pretty much how the nuke goes is pretty much you click it, you drag and drop it, and then it gives all the players a pretty much a 40-second head start to get out of the zone.
Oh, I see.
And then it
Yeah.
drops, and then it's like pretty much like a wave. It expands, and it kills anybody in its path.
Oh, I see. Looks like True Toast was responding to your God mode. He says, I wouldn't call it total control. They have abilities that they can change what happens in the round. Okay. And but it's completely possible to just have a director that doesn't interact or do anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And I saw that a little bit. I don't think my director in the couple of games that I played was doing anything to kind of help me out because I got sniped pretty quick.
Yeah, I was listening to you play. You're like, I'm in. All right, I'm out. I'm like, damn, your director did not love you.
Yeah. No love from the director, but it's all good.
There was a game mode. There was a game mode in Battlefield or feature in Battlefield. I don't know if you have you played Battlefield?
Yeah,
The
for
most
sure.
previous Battlefield, what was it, 3?
Yeah.
Where you could be the commander and you can drop like, heat-seeking missiles on parts of the map, drop, ammo crates and stuff like that, power-ups on the map too. So this is kind of similar to that.
Gotcha.
But
And
yeah.
then so just to go a little bit further into the live spectator interaction stuff. So um stream viewers on Twitch and Mixer can also bet live on the competitors they think will reign supreme, is what they mentioned. And in addition to helping, the show director can choose targets, like you said,
Mhm.
or areas within the arena. whether they're voting on which player deserves a death or a heal or whatever, or the nuke or the bombs that we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically how they're participating in being active in the manhunt. So overall, I like this game. Did you want to go ahead and check out the trailer?
Yeah, let's roll the trailer and let's roast the gameplay in the background, and we'll, share our opinions and stuff like that, and people in chat
All
could
right,
do the
cool.
same thing. But you know what it is that one right there. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll do this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, while we wait, personally for you, what stuck out about this game, Bites?
The number one thing I liked about it, man, is it's the bow and the axe combination, man. I thought that was a good twist versus automatic weapons and stuff like that. It was pretty challenging to get a kill with the bow. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Um, when you use the bow, there's definitely a lead time. It travels pretty slow,
for sure.
so you definitely have to pick and choose where you shoot. You got to lead your targets. I would definitely say quite a bit of strategy goes into it.
And right now it's just so fresh and new to me. So, I was entertained just exploring the map.
Mm-hmm.
Running through the snow and stuff was probably the funner things, and chopping down wood and kind of getting supplies to make stuff. That was all pretty cool. But
Yeah, very true, very true.
I can't wait to get back in it though. Probably play a little bit more until the beta's over.
All right, man, let's roll the trailer. Give me countdown, and we'll do it.
All right, man, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. That's pretty much a little teaser. And one thing, I mean, that pretty much sums up. So anybody who hasn't really seen any gameplay or doesn't really know about it, I mean, you see that, and the first thing I thought about personally was Fortnite, the art style. That's one thing I've noticed a lot is that art style is, I won't say taking over, but it's being more accepted. Because when I first saw the art style done I can't even say Fortnite started it, because there was another kind of game like Overwatch that came out a while ago that had the similar cartoonish art style. But when I saw that, I saw Fortnite. And when I first saw Fortnite, I was like, that's not really my cup of tea. But as I've played Fortnite, and as I've, seen more and more games come out with that similar art style, the aesthetics, I've actually grown to like it,
Yeah, it's a good break from all the realism that a lot of other games have.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's cool. Plus, it's a little bit lighter, but the competition is just as fierce either way.
Oh yeah.
I've learned that over time. So.
Oh yeah. So I want to dissect the show director aspect. I feel like it's going to be a huge feature for Twitch communities, for streamers, for people that want to shoutcast. Because when I saw this game, I was like, because I've always wanted to get into shoutcasting. I love commentating. I used to do like TF2, T Fortress 2 tournaments with my community back in the day when I first started streaming. So I saw this game and I saw the show director feature, and I was like, this is right up my alley. Because this is something I can play with my community. This is something you can play with your community. And just shoutcast it. The cool feature, I was watching, looking at the the dev diary and some people stream it on YouTube, and you could actually talk to the people that you're spectating. So I could be like, Bites is running, like, Bites, man, someone's right behind you, bro, you better keep moving, you got 40 seconds until that nuke comes down. You could actually interact, and I mean, you could actually help somebody cheat technically by saying, hey man, that's my thing I worry about. How, because I could picture somebody abusing the show director function by favoring one person. You kind of get what I'm saying? Dropping bombs at everybody else, healing somebody, helping their teammate warm up and things like that. That's my only qualm with it.
It's possible. Yeah, definitely possible. Especially if somebody has a similar interest and wanting to win the overall game, or they feel they were cheated in some type of way. They may do
Mm-hmm.
that out of spite
Mm-hmm.
for against the other players. So
Yeah.
that's possible.
Yeah. One feature that I saw that I was actually a little surprised about, because we're so used in BRs to having so many different types of weapons. That's the beauty of it. You're going to pick your poison. Are you a ranged player? You want to snipe people? You want to go close quarters in someone's face and shotgun them down? In this BR game for Darwin, you have two weapons. You have a bow and arrow, and you also have your melee weapon, which is, as you can see, a chainsaw, an axe, or a shovel. That weapon you use to chop down, wood, to gather resources to help you out throughout the map, to upgrade your stuff. One cool feature that I saw was you can actually, right here that's showing, you can actually customize your wheel.
Like a
So
loadout?
yeah, your loadout wheel. So you have different arrows, you can have different traps, you have different smoke bombs and stuff like that. It's actually very, very in depth, because I went in and I was playing, I'm like, is this all they really got? Like, this is gonna get a little boring. But everybody can customize their loadout to how they want to play, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Because we're so used to in games, like, it's the norm to be able to customize your character. Like, that if you don't have that in a BR game, you're struggling. You're already one step back from the competition. In this game, they have a dressing room where you can actually throw on different types of clothing. As you can see in these videos, some people have like different types of, a shield. Some people have like, like a little fur dress over them, things like that. So in this one, you can customize your wheel, change your, your player style, and your aesthetics, your clothing, your cosmetics. Nice. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that at some point, because if you're changing the way your appearance is, that is just skins, in other words. So, games typically tend to evolve heavier on skins these days, especially if it's paid skins to be exclusive in the game. This game definitely has that opportunity. As many characters that it is. And speaking of characters, how many characters are in this game? I don't think we covered that.
So there's pretty much the male and female. I heard something. Yeah, I heard someone right now they're using the male model, and then sooner they're gonna, maybe today or tomorrow, the last day of the open beta, they're gonna switch it out for the female model.
Gotcha.
So you get to play as both, and upon full release, they'll have both female and male, just like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and I believe Fortnite too. Toast did say in chat, he said that you can so if somebody is abusing the observer mode, spectator mode, where they're just pretty much just going ham and helping their friends out, trying to rank up and win, you can't. There's a rating system that you can actually downvote people apparently, and you can limit the things they could do. So that would be quite interesting. Obviously we all know in every BR game, there's cheaters. Cheaters run rampant in every BR game. So
everybody's cheating when I lose a BR. So.
Everybody's cheating when I lose any game. Like, dude, hacks all day. I'm done with this game. I'm returning it. I'm done. But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think this game definitely has the features in it to be successful, and that whole little, the pond with all of the other BR games and stuff like that. So it's gonna be quite interesting.
Yeah, the integration piece I think it's huge. The fact that it just integrates with Twitch or Mixer is already worlds different than kind of what's available now for BRs.
There's a similar game that does the same thing, and have you played it? It's called SOS.
No, I've watched quite a bit of SOS. Actually, one of my favorite people to watch play SOS is Snoop Dogg. I think it's the most hilarious thing in the world.
Yes, I remember when that clip came out, everybody was losing their mind, and people were saying he's not even playing.
No,
I'm just like, who cares? It's fun watching. Like, he was hilarious. It was hilarious. But
I've seen it. People play it. I think it's hilarious the way the interaction is with the crowd. So.
And this game shares some characteristics and features from that game, like the rating system, how the audience, aka the Mixer or Twitch viewers, can influence, I guess I wouldn't say the outcome of the game, but they can actually help and hinder, players,
right,
in the game. And there's also 2 leaderboards in SOS. There is the kind of like the crowd favorite, like how many people cheer for you, and there's also the leaderboard which you win. I don't know if they'll have that for this, but that would be quite interesting to see what they do with the leaderboards.
Yeah, that would be dope.
But I could see this game going a long ways. I could see it being. Now, my question to you is, Bites, do you think this would be a competitor with Fortnite? Do you think it can even touch what Fortnite has right now?
I don't know, man. We're talking about two different mechanics. Like the building aspect of Fortnite adds a lot of possibilities with the game, and I think the interactive piece of Darwin's project on a completely different
Mm-hmm.
spectrum adds a lot to the game. So I don't know, man. They're two different styles of battle royales that I don't think you can compare, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. And one interesting thing that I know I think about as a streamer is how will it do game wise amongst its competition, and how would it do on Twitch amongst its competition? Because those
Yeah,
are two different beats. Because it could do great, it could have a big player audience, but on Twitch, how's it gonna do against the top BRs?
yeah. Now on Twitch, it might do numbers. I could see a lot of people participating. I think the last time they had a beta, it was already doing. Twitch. I
Hmm.
don't know about Mixer.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Truto said in chat says Fortnite is really an unbeatable game because of its ease of multi-platform function. That is a good point. That is a good point.
I don't know. What do you mean by unbeatable? I
He
mean,
says unbeatable. That's what he said. He deemed it
the
unbeatable
the battle royale piece. I mean,
for Fortnite.
yeah, I don't know, man. I,
I wouldn't say unbeatable.
I wouldn't say unbeatable either, but at the same time, I kind of get the point. It is easy to play, but at the same time, if you can't build in that game, you can't win in that game.
Yes.
And I think with Darwin's project, man, since it doesn't have anything like that,
Hmm.
it's probably easier to play in a lot of ways.
Yes, yes. For the people, because I'm not gonna lie, when I first started playing Fortnite, I was like, okay, I could dig this game. I'm okay at this game. And then and I kept seeing videos on Instagram and Twitter, people doing like this hyper speed building and like going up and going down and jumping over
Yeah,
and trap people. And I
yeah,
was like, I'm good. I can't do it. I can't do it. So for all those people tired of getting trapped and just bamboozled by all those crazy hyper fast builders out there, this is the
dude.
game for you.
If you, I mean, let's not forget about actually shooting people and like hitting your snipes and things like that,
Yeah,
which are also hard to do. Like if you can't build, you know,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna suck at the game. Period.
yeah. It's definitely, I would say, the player, I guess I would say player difficulty cap. I would say player skill cap has definitely gone up since launch.
Oh, tremendously.
Someone's always doing something new. Have you seen the rocket riding people do?
Yeah, rock and riding is old news at
So
this
I
point.
saw I saw a new one. Somebody, what they do is they rocket ride. So they build up and then they get on the top and then they rocket ride and the person's facing the opposite direction that they're going and they lay down a path. So they could literally just run in the sky across the map. It's pretty crazy.
Damn.
It's
No, I
just
hadn't
like
seen that.
it's just like, what are people gonna dream up next to Fortnite? But I think this game, like I said, I think it has a upper hand on Fortnite and any BR out there for the fact that they have the spectator mode with the observer mode, and you can actually, help each other out, and host
That's the worst
tournaments.
part of Fortnite that I hate about it is that I can't do anything while I spectate.
It's kind of boring, right? One thing I would say that PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, I don't. It was the developers and the PR people, it was their choice. They only gave the opportunity or the feature to do custom servers
Yeah.
to big streamers.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was cool for a lot of people, because they could do their own shoutcasts and they could do their own tournaments. But it's like, what about everybody else? Like, what if we want to shoutcast? In this game, from the start, as long as you do a couple like solo or duo missions, you can unlock the whole spectating observer mode. So
Oh, that's cool.
I think it's going to be a really, really big feature, and I think it's gonna do well on Twitch, and I think it's gonna do well amongst the the other fish in the sea too.
All right, man. So what are you gonna rate this one?
Man, I would say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, because I've played it, I like it. Now will I play it? I don't know. Continuously, I don't know.
I'm probably gonna go with just cosmetically. It's clean.
Hmm.
The game was fun when I played. I'm gonna go with like a 6.
A 6, okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
gonna
all
go with
right.
a 6.
Do you see yourself playing this with your community, maybe doing like tournaments and stuff?
I don't see this playing with my community. I just the people that watch me and my streams they come for more competitive play, and I
Hmm.
don't know if this is the style that I typically run with. I'm more of
Hmm.
a gunner, run and gun
Hmm.
type of gameplay,
Yeah.
and battle royales are kind of new for me, to be honest. So
Yeah. The main reason why, personally for me, myself, my community, I want to play this, and I see Q says 8's kind of strong. And I can see Q's face right now. I can see his face right now.
also eight is pretty high up there,
8's,
man.
but the
For real.
reason behind it is, from my perspective, I can play this with my community. I can host tournaments with my community.
That's true.
So on community days, shout out to any streamers out there. If you want to have a community day with this game, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
can.
And I mean, the base price of this game is gonna be. Give me a second.
I mean, what are your community gaming options?
Jackbox.
Party, SOS,
Maybe. If you can get a key or you
Yes.
can get in. You got player-unknown battlegrounds, but not a lot of people have it. Fortnite's like the go-to. Fortnite.
Anything that with a custom server, you can invite people. A lot of fighting games. Like
Yeah.
I played with Q and his community before in private fighting game servers. We've done that. So I mean, considering that your options are probably limited in what you can do with your community, I see where your score came from.
You know what I mean? Yes. Like if they didn't have that, the feature where I could actually have my own private servers and host tournaments and shoutcasts and stuff and keep things going and keep it interesting for the community, I would give this a 7 out of 10. So I got that extra point because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
I see where you're going.
Yeah, man. All right. But if anybody is wondering, as of right now, I did not find a base price for this game. I imagine it's going to be around 30 and under. So there you go. If you got $30 or under, and you're feeling fancy, you want to jump into a new BR game, this might be the game for you. The developers and publishers for this game, if you know, is Scavenger Studios. There you go. All right, man. Anything else you want to say about this game, or you want to jump into our next entree?
No, that's it, man. Let's go to the next one.
All right.
All right, so man, next up we've got Warhammer. Vermintide 2 is the next game for discussion. This game was initially released, I want to say, just a Warhammer series. It's probably early 90s, and this new version is going to be released March 8th of this year.
Yeah.
So the developer is Fat Shark. Publisher is also Fat Shark. And the game genre for this one is just an action game. But I would go as far as to say it's probably action adventure as well.
Yeah.
Multiplayer platforms are going to be PlayStation and Xbox, and obviously PC. And retail price for this one, for the collector's edition, it's going to be about $45 to $50, depending on where you go. Okay.
Right.
So the overall summary for this one, it is a sequel to the critically acclaimed Vermintide. The time has arrived where they revisit a co-op Slaughterfest type of style gaming. It includes 5 heroes, which they all have different attributes. Did you want to go ahead and drop the trailer?
Yeah, we could drop it. So with this trailer, it's a gameplay trailer, so we'll showcase a little bit of it, and then we'll just mute it and talk over it.
Yeah, we could do that. Then we'll come back and really break down some of the main features of the game.
I saw Q in the podcast channel. I saw him happy about this game. I saw this game, and I know there's quite a few streamers playing it right now. It actually looks pretty good.
I
Not
mean,
gonna
yeah,
lie.
man. I'm excited for this one. It's on my watch list for sure.
Alright.
I just like games where you kill stuff.
I like the slaughter stuff.
Yeah, really bloody. Kind of archaic style.
Yeah. All right, man. All right. So I'll count down. Ready when you are. All right. 3, 2, 1. Vamonos.
So, the Northlanders like to play with fire. So do I.
Not the first town I've seen in this state. Don't get easier. don't ever get easier.
Ooh. I'll stop that right there. So that was a trailer for it. That looks really good. That looks really good.
I like it. It looks really good, man.
If
It
I
looks
do,
like there's a lot of chaos going on there.
and that pretty much that's right up your alley, right?
Yeah. For sure.
Personally, if I do play this one, this will be my very first Warhammer. I have not played the previous ones, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really gonna know a lot about him, but I'll definitely. It looks interesting, you know. I'm not really one to like jump in and like discover the lore with games. I feel like that might not be good. I'm just like, oh, the game looks interesting. Let me play it. You know, I really don't know the backstory behind, you know, Warhammer, and I don't know its origin stories either.
Me too. Yeah, I know. I checked this out some time ago. Wasn't this particular Vermintide, but it was the Total War turn-based fighting game that they had. I know it's a part of their series and franchise. And really, after being kind of turned off by Total War, I guess I missed the first rendition of this in the meantime. So I might have to go and check out part one before this. But
Yeah.
this is looking pretty good, man. And like I said, the fighting style is up my alley. It looks gorgeous. I mean, the fire looks damn near real, and all the blood, man, is pretty hype.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, if you're a fan of Heart and you know you don't like the sight of blood, this is probably not the game for you.
Probably not. Yeah, exactly.
Probably not the game for you. But I mean, honestly, like we were looking through the features, and I mean, so pretty much how it goes. Some of the features is relentless 4-player co-op experience. So if you got 3 other people that you want to play with, you got everybody's got a copy. This is the game for you.
Exactly.
Pretty much, you got a great talent. I mean, pretty in-depth talent trees and progression. Level up your heroes and climb the talent tree of your chosen career, unlocking new abilities and gaining access to powerful gear along the way. So, and then also you got new and improved loot system. Apparently this was a complaint in the past with the previous games. At the end of each mission, you will be rewarded with relevant loot, weapons, consumable quests, trinkets, hats, crafting materials, and more, all applicable to your chosen career. Now, some people are asking, you know, career.
So we figured that out, man. There's 15 different careers for each one of the 5 heroes.
Yep. 5 different heroes. Each hero has 3 different careers paths that can go down, which is really, really cool. So even if, like, say you want to play the assassin, you know, you player 1 through and you're like, you know what? I really wasn't feeling that. Or even halfway through, I wasn't able to feel that. Let me go back and start a new career path. One of the 3, which is really, really dope.
Gotcha. Then the assassin has 3. I think it was Carillion as the assassin, which they have 3 paths, which was Shade, Wayslayer, and Handmaiden. And I think one of those was just like stealth only type of attributes. Then you have Victor, who's like a ranger. He's basically a bounty hunter, a witch hunter, or a zealot, which I think is like a scavenger type of thing. And then Xenia was a battle wizard, a pyromancer, and Unchained. Now, I didn't get a chance to see what Unchained mean. Did you take a look at that at all?
No, I didn't really look in depth at what Unchained mean. Give me a quick second.
And then the last guy or girl, I'm not sure. It's probably a guy. Marcos Ruber was just a knight.
Yeah, your typical just knight, your Bordeaux knight.
Slayer, mercenary type of dude.
Yeah. So
I'll probably be rocking with him.
I'm not gonna lie. So you mentioned Unchained. So pretty much for Unchained, it says as the Unchained, Cena's focus now lays on the magical and enhanced melee combat. She can channel the winds of Akwishi. I'm probably ruining that. Akwishi to provide both an armor or flame that protects her and mighty spell of the Fury, pretty much destruction, detonating around herself. So she has pretty much melee, but she has like, you know, element attributes.
Dope. So those are the 5 heroes basically, and those are the career paths, which I
I
think is awesome.
I think that's really cool. I'm not gonna lie. This game right now is what, $24.99, or you can pre-order for $24.99. I think they have a 10% discount right now, and I think it expires in March. I want to say March.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
I
not
do have,
bad then.
but I do have a question for you, Bites. When you do play this game, who do you think about rocking with? What character?
Like I said, man, I'm probably gonna rock out with the knight, man. I typically go the knight route, the mercenary. I'll probably be checking it out. Starting out at least. Seems like most times the knight is the easiest character to kind of start out with.
That's like
And
the
then
basic, hack and
yeah.
slash. Okay.
Yeah, and then I guess once I get more comfortable with the game, then if I had to choose the next person, uh probably the witch hunter.
Yeah, the witch hunter looks pretty cool. I would have to go with Carillion, the assassin,
Yeah, I don't
for
like to
sure.
sneak around anywhere, bro. I don't like it.
You want to go right into the action. I would
Yeah.
go with Carillion, and I would go with her career path Shade for sure. I think that's really she looks really really cool. I
Yeah.
don't know, but yeah. So pretty
Huge
much,
game. It looks like it's got a lot of content that's going to be a part of the game. I'm
mhm.
interested to see what the loot system is like, though. I mean, up, are you going to get RNG type of drops that won't mean anything, or is it going to be crafting heavily based on
well they
materials and stuff? So
well with the loot system, they did say that you will get applicable loot. So pretty much things that do go towards your character. You're not just gonna get some random loot and you're just like, ugh.
yeah, so what they typically do, like they give you loot with the purpose of breaking down for material
Mhm.
versus loot that you can use. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You
I
might get
think,
some loot and you're like, I don't really want to use that. I could pretty much just break that down and use it for
yeah,
crafting.
exactly.
Yeah. So pretty much, if you don't pre-order before, I think somewhere in March, the base price for this game is $29.99. The collector's edition is $44.99. So if you are thinking about getting this game, and you said you're gonna snatch this up, right?
I'm snatching this up for sure. For sure.
I don't want to. I don't want to say I
Hack
am.
and slash? Come on, man.
I don't want to say I am and then not get it. I've done that with a couple of games.
Oh, you have? No.
Yeah,
I
man.
added this to my wish list, so I'll
Mhm.
have my eyes on this one.
I think if anything, if I do decide to play this game, I'm probably gonna look a little ways back into lore because this is the second one for Vermintide. So I'll probably want to play the first one just so I can know what's going on with the second one.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I can't hate on that.
Yeah. So I mean, what would you rate this? What would you rate this one from what you've seen?
Based on what I see, this is probably like a 8, 7 or 8
7 or 8. 7 or 8.
for me, just because of the different attributes. There's like a lot you can do per character, so you're not just locked into one character style.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's 4-player co-op, so I mean that means I can play with friends and go against whatever that's in there. And probably the last thing that I like most is the $30 buy-in price. I mean,
Yes,
you're getting all this for $30.
it's reasonable, right? It's not like a
Yeah.
$59.99 like pretty much every other AAA title out there.
Yeah, and somebody just commented too. The lore is deep as shit. When we looked at that fan page, that fan wiki,
Yeah,
do
it
you
had.
remember all the stuff we saw in that wiki, man? It was almost 6,000 pages.
Yeah, the lore
information.
is. I just want to skip the top. I just want like a little Costco sample, a little rundown. I'm like, all right, I'm good to go. That's a lot of lore, and some people like games like that. Some people like.
Oh, I love games like that.
Wait, have you played? What is that? Warcraft. Did you ever play Warcraft in the past?
Yeah, I play a little bit of Warcraft.
Okay, there you go. I mean, because you like the lore, and I think
like the
Warcraft
lore.
has a lot of lore, so there you go.
Lore. Yeah, man. So just because of that, the base price is good.
Mhm.
I gave it a little bit more in points. So
Yeah. All right. So for me personally, I would give it a 7 out of 10. That's my safe spot right there.
I
7 out of
see
10. It's
everything.
not bad. It's graphically pleasing. I mean, it's hack and slash. There's gore. There's blood. Plus, you got the 4-person co-op. So, yes. I like it. I like it a lot. The only reason why I say I might not play this game because Far Cry is coming out, I think this month or next month, and it's supposed to have first time in Far Cry history that I know of a co-op. You know, meaning your friend or whoever you want could jump in seamlessly throughout the campaign. So that's gonna take up a lot of my time.
Oh well, rightfully so. I mean, Far Cry is going to be a big one, but it's going to be double the price.
Yeah, that's probably it. That's probably it.
So you're probably not going to get a couple of games for the price of Far Cry.
That's true. All right, so let's move on to what's the next one, man. We got FedEx had a fiasco, right? Something happened with them.
Yeah. I'll let you take that one. That was kind of your gem of the week. Was this
All
FedEx
right.
debacle?
All right.
I will say this, man. They've got to do better.
Everybody's got to do better, man. Everybody's got to do better. All right, so let's roll over into this article by Gizmodo. So apparently 119,000 guys, 119,000 passports and photo IDs of FedEx customers found on an unsecure Amazon server. And you know what that means. So pretty much the article goes
server, basically, right?
Yeah, it's unsecure, pretty much means a public server. So thousands of FedEx customers were exposed after the company left scanned passports, driver's license, and other documentation on a publicly accessible Amazon S3 server.
Goodness gracious.
Like,
can you imagine the dude or the manager or the team lead who realized this had happened on a public server? Man,
like, what do you? Can you imagine the panic, the sweat? Like, oh shoot! Like, what do we?
They were like, probably, what the heck is going on here? Because listen, when you work in these departments within IT, your whole job is data security. And when you put that into numbers, like the impact, it's over 100,000 people. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It could have been more.
Probably got fired over that.
Somebody got fired up. The question probably came to the upper echelon of FedEx was like, do we hide this or do we tell the public? I wonder how long it took. But the article pretty much goes, it says the scan IDs originate from countries all over the world, including the United States, Mexico, Canada, Australia, Saudi Arabia, Japan, China, and several European countries. The IDs were attached to forms that included several pieces of personal information, including names, home addresses, phone numbers, and zip codes. Yo, if you were like a hacker and you wanted to steal someone's ID, this is just like an all-you-can-eat buffet of just data. Straight up. Like, I can't. Yeah. It's just like, you go to Old Country Buffet or Golden Corral and you just eat till your heart's content. That's what this is, man.
Listen, dude, like, to put things in perspective, like a driver's license, like a driver's photocopy of a driver's license. Not only your name, your address, your social security number, your, like, what you're gonna donate when you die is on there. Like, they have everything, dude.
Yeah. Infamous said the same says, man, that's identity theft, all you can eat. It's like a straight up buffet.
Seriously. Yeah.
And it pretty much says the server discovered by researchers at the Chrometech Security Center was secured as of Tuesday. According to Chrometech, the server belonged to Bongo International LLC, a company that aided customers in performing shipping calculations. So it's by a third party. So it wasn't like
that's a little suspect. Like a company named Bongo. Like, really?
Yeah, man. They aided customers in performing shipping calculations and currency conversions, among other services. Bongo was purchased by FedEx in 2014 and renamed FedEx Cross Border International a little over a year ago. The service was discontinued as of April 2017. So doesn't look like they're doing it.
So what this means is Like we don't really know when this happened, honestly.
Yeah. There's no. So there's
All
more.
they're saying is it just got secured as of Tuesday.
Yeah. So it says give me a second. Okay, so it pretty much says Bob. I'm gonna say Bob D because I could not say his last name. Chromatech's head of communication said that essentially anybody who might have used Bongo services between 2009 and 2012 may have had their identity compromised. It is possible the data has been exposed online for several years, he said.
Goodness gracious.
Oh man, that is no bueno.
Several years, so 3 to 5 years, your information has been circulating.
And this article is
in
written
the
up
dark
on,
web.
Yeah, it's just been going around. I'm pretty sure there's, somebody having a swap meet full of identities just saying, hey man, I'll trade you Bob Jones for JJ, I'll trade your Tommy Hilkins.
No, bro, it's batches.
They're not like one by one.
No, not one by one. They're like, listen, 50,000 and I'll give you 10,000 names.
That is insane.
Social security numbers.
Yeah, this article was written up on the 15th, so this is pretty new. They're reporting on this. So it kind of seems like they didn't disclose this right away.
No, and why would you? I mean, me personally, if I own FedEx, I think I'd want to get this out as soon as possible, but FedEx being FedEx, who also had terrible publicity leading up through the holidays and things like that. And I mean, of course they'd hide this. I mean,
oh yeah. But here's my question. It kind of seems like companies that have hit this, like Equifax, I think Pizza Hut got hit too.
Target,
Target got hit.
Target, yeah.
It's gotten so bad. I think once you get hit, you do damage control and you come out with a public statement. Hey guys, we got hit. You know what I mean? Rather than,
I think so.
Because you can get sued. Couldn't you get sued? Like a class action lawsuit? I mean, enough people come together and say, hey man, I got my account hacked via FedEx or UPS. I don't see any articles. They haven't put out any public notifications. Right. What is going on?
And I think people do sue. I think there are definitely long-term impacts that these companies face. But, it's like, how many people does this have to go through to get a public statement for a company as big as FedEx?
Well, they're looking at the money, how their stock's going to crash, damage control.
Damage control. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Places like Target, Sony even got hacked. HBO's been hacked before. Like these are some mega companies that you would think would have secure servers. I mean, come on, bro. If the financial institutes and credit bureaus are not secure, like there's no hope for anybody, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Like if these companies that pretty much have pretty much all our information, if they can't be secure,
exactly,
who can? It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad.
It's really sad, honestly. And
they have millions and millions upon dollars to put into these departments to keep our stuff secure.
Yeah, man. That's why data security, jobs, all these career fields and these college majors are being retooled to kind of incorporate these things if you're going into an IT field so that they can secure the future. I mean, it's just these issues are exposing, every day how bad it is out there and how people and companies aren't securing their data.
Pretty much. Infamous made a comment chat says it's to the point that they have made it so we need to use cards more. And now that we have pretty much we need to use cards more now that we're less safe. Well, even though you use a card like a credit card or debit card, your information still has to be out there somewhere, right?
If you use a credit card or debit card, will your information be out there? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm saying it is out there. Because when you sign up for a credit card or debit card, don't you give them your social and all that stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, a credit card or debit card is going through a financial institute.
Yeah, so I'm saying regardless if you use cards or not, it's still out there.
Yeah, there's always a risk that whoever you're getting your data to can be compromised.
So I don't mean to go off the rails and go off into another topic. I just want to mention about, I don't know if you guys know, but Apple is being sued too for slowing down their phones. And this is not old news. I mean, for years and years, people have been doing experiments. There's been YouTube videos about it saying that Apple's slowing down our phones when new ones come out. They finally came out with a statement, said, yes, we do slow down your phones. They finally admitted it. Years later, said, we do slow down your phones. to help the operating system. Something about, the battery life and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
The reason I brought that up is because we expect these companies to have millions and millions of dollars that we consume from to be transparent with us,
Oh man. Now you're getting into some pretty complex things, right? I mean, Apple, although you buy a product from them, a lot of pieces of their software and hardware are proprietary. And some of those things are covered under a non-disclosure agreement between Apple and their manufacturers. And so, while it seems like the moral thing would be for them to explain this to their consumers, they're in most cases bound by certain laws outside of that. And it's just bad publicity, honestly, because the worst thing that can happen to them is their consumers find out that they're being lied to about their purchases, and that's what makes it bad. Now, if we never found out about this, it wouldn't be a big deal, like most things.
That's crazy. That is insane. Like how they would be like, all right, we're manufacturing a phone. By the way, you use this part of the screen or this part of the, blah, blah, blah. You can't tell anybody that's just the faulty part and this is going to cause repercussions down the road. That blows my mind.
Right.
Like, why would they make any deal? Why would they make any deal with that?
Yeah, well, I mean,
probably because
think
it's
about
cheaper.
it. Yeah, think about it though. Like, if I sell 100,000 devices and I only hear complaints from 5,000 of the 100,000, I'm gonna count that as, uh, just noise, really.
Mm.
Even though those customers, I should care about those 5,000 people who have complaints as I do as the 100,000. So.
Yeah. It's man, it's a little frustrating as a consumer. You know what I mean?
But shout out to the kid who figured this out, because I heard that it was just a kid who ultimately started this and figured out that it was being slowed down by the batteries. So shout out to him. Just paid his way into college for that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find that kid. Okay, his name. Okay, I'm looking at Mount Juliet teen reveals how older iPhones slow down.
Yeah, that kid.
It was a high school student.
Yeah, that kid's probably going to MIT or something now.
He was 17 years old.
Man, that's huge. I mean, that's what you want to do, is have a discovery that goes viral in tech. You know what I mean? So shout out to him, for real.
So his name is Tyler Barnes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. It pretty much says Barney, a high school student in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, realized the performance of his iPhone 6S has deteriorated. The teen did some research.
He's officially on Apple's hit list.
Yeah, Apple. They got there's like all black vans driving by his house constantly with a small Apple logo on the back just so they can mark it.
Yeah, really. We'll probably see a documentary about this in 5 years.
Yeah. They said the teen did some research and he posted his findings on Reddit, where the post blew up. The Tennessean reported Barney wrote the following concerning his iPhone battery-related performance issues. He has his whole spill on it. I mean, if you guys will look more into this, but I mean, he exposed them on Reddit. Like, Reddit is a beautiful, well, I can't say beautiful place because it's good and bad. Like, there's some crazy stuff on Reddit, but they got exposed by a 17-year-old. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
But it's not even him. Like, it's been everywhere. People were always saying our phones are slowing down when the new phones come out, and everybody's like, nah. And you got these people saying, yeah, it's happening, and I've noticed it too. When a new phone comes out, my old phone was like freezing. I mean, it was slowing down. It took forever to load, and I was like, something's going on. There's some type of conspiracy going on.
Oh yeah. Like, they've always said, like, be careful about updating your phones and things like that.
Yeah.
But this in particular was not necessarily about the operating system. It was the fact that the battery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is a whole nother thing that you can't even control in an iPhone. Like, you can't swap the battery out in an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Not the normal consumer can't do that. So your phone was going to slow down whether you updated it or not. You see what I'm saying?
So my question was, I know we're like going off the rails in this, but we're already here. Might as well talk about it. My question is, so instead of Apple going, hey, we'll sell standalone batteries and let people know, why didn't they just do that instead of covering it up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the golden question. Like,
and also, was it planned? They already knew about it. They knew about it. So isn't it kind of planned? Isn't it premeditated? Is it kind of like scheming and plotting? They're like, oh, your battery life slows down right around the time when we launch our new phones. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like there's any connection there?
I think there's a connection to it all, man. Like, some smart guy brought this into a meeting and said, hey, this type of battery slows down the software and system, and they used it to their advantage.
Yeah.
They have too much money to not fix bugs and issues like this. So I don't give them any sympathy for not correcting their problems.
Mhm.
But, they didn't. And it took a 17-year-old to fix it. So
It
I
took
know
a
it spawned a lot of lawsuits.
It took a 17-year-old to expose it, not to fix it. They exposed it. People are suing. Will Apple fix it? That's the question,
Well, he provided a workaround too. It wasn't just him exposing them. He provided a workaround to it as well, from what I saw. So he did fix it. But Apple needs to fix it, like you said.
Yeah. So anybody who's just coming in, we're pretty much talking about Apple slowing down, their pretty much performance, so their battery life doesn't run down, after a while. But apparently, I mean, I'm looking at some Twitter posts, and people are pretty much saying these are old ones. This is in December 28, 2017. Says some kid, random person says, I don't want a free or cheap battery. I'd like an update to restore my speed on my iPhone. So they slowed down your phone to compensate for the deteriorating battery.
Deteriorating battery. Right.
So it wasn't just that they had a bad battery. They purposely slowed down your phone too.
Yeah. Well, and then think about this too. Like, your battery is like a muscle. So if you have poor habits with your phone, you're going to deteriorate your battery faster than, let's say, somebody who has more of a best practice type of approach to charging their phone. You know what I mean? So for those people who have shitty habits with charging their phone, guess what? Their phone is slowing down probably a lot faster, probably before their upgrade is available and things like that. And, that sucks, man, because when you buy a phone, like today's iPhone costs more than $1,000 outright in some cases. You think it'll last you more than a year to 2 years, but they don't.
Yeah.
Which is pretty horrible.
Who knows, man. But I mean, that's pretty much everything we have to cover today. We do have some 2 more gems of the week to talk about. I want to show off. If you're an anime fan, I know we have quite a few in chat. Bites, are you an anime fan?
I'm a small anime fan.
Bro, we got to help you out, man. We got to show you the light. We got to show you the light. So I'm going to show
I watched One Punch a few times.
Okay, you're getting there. You're getting there, man. You got to check out Gun Girl, Black Lagoon, Gangsta, Fate Stay Night, Berserk, Gantz. I'll hook you up, man. I'll hook you up.
All right, see, you're losing me. You're losing me now.
He's like, it just his eyes glossed over. He's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
List, don't you?
Yeah, I got an anime list in my profile, man, but I haven't updated it. But man, I love some anime. But I want to show off. One thing I've noticed is they're starting to adapt more animes into live action movies. Unfortunately, a lot of them are bad. I watched the newest Full Metal Alchemist live action. It was bad. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it was horrible. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I knew the story. I watched Brotherhood. I watched the old one. It was horrible. It was bad.
Okay, so what was so bad about it, man?
Well, Full Metal Alchemist, I mean, in itself is amazingly animated. It's a work of art. The story and the acting was like really like I feel like it's really hard to translate the way people act in anime, the characters act in anime, to live action via actor. Like some of the parts where they would like, pose, like they pose in the anime, I was just like, that's just cheesy. That's just cheesy.
Like nobody would stand that way in real life type of thing.
Yeah, nobody would stand that way in real life. One anime that is live action that I would say to this day is amazing is Gantz. That it's one of a kind. So let's show off this one. Bleach. Apparently Bleach has decided to adapt itself into a live action movie. Let's roll the trailer. Let me know when you're ready, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Go ahead.
All right, 3, 2, 1, vámonos.
この世には人間の魂を食らう悪霊がいる。
死神になれ。悪霊を倒すことができるのは死神だけ。
ブリーチ黒崎一護高校生兼死神代行。
I know I couldn't read that, but it looks like they said from the same creators that made Gantz. So I'm just going to go off that because I saw Gantz in there. I don't know if I was going crazy, but I saw it. So it looks like from the same people that made Gantz. So I'm digging it. I'm liking it. I'm definitely going to watch it.
Pretty good, man.
Looks good, right?
I have to give it to it. It looks entertaining.
Yeah. We got one more to cover. Yeah.
I mean, what's the backstory on Bleach, though, real quick?
So... okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a long time since I watched Bleach. You just put me on the spot in front of all my fellow anime fans, so I feel like you're trying to destroy my image. Okay, I'm gonna sum this up. I know the people in chat that could definitely do better than me. So Ichigo, pretty much came into the what is that? The society, Fate Society, Soul Society.
Okay.
You know, his spirit awakened, and he had to fight a bunch of people, and now he's like, you know. He's fighting people and stuff. That's the best I can give you. I haven't watched it in a while.
And how old is this? We're talking like 10 years old.
Well, Bleach
5 years. Let
me see. Bleach was
brand new.
When did Bleach first come out? Let me see. Bleach dropped. Dang, you just had to put me in a spot, man.
I had to ask, bro. You know,
2004. Okay. The original run was from 2004.
Dang, that's a long time ago. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll check it out.
So, I mean, they got a whole summer, but I'm not going to try to read this off. But pretty much Ichigo, the redheaded kid, he's like a normal person. And then he gets swept up into a medieval war in Soul Society.
Damn.
And then, you know,
Chase said it's like 350 episodes.
It's long. And I stopped halfway through because I was tired of the thing about it is he's supposed to lose his power.
Yeah.
He fights Aizen, which was an epic battle. Everybody knows it was an epic battle when he fights Aizen. He loses his powers, but somehow he gets them back. That's what kind of lost him. Like, yo, this man just lost his power. He just gets it back and now he's stronger than ever. I don't like enemies like that. So I abandoned ship.
And the big ass sword is definitely like a big deal.
Don't get me wrong. Like the fight scenes are dope. You know, the Soul Reaper. Yeah. Not as long as One Piece. One Piece is amazing. So, you know, I could never put One Piece and, you know, Bleach in the same boat. But we have one more movie to showcase to you guys for our Gems of the Week. It's called The Cure. If you're looking for a zombie movie, this is the one for you.
So this is a horror film, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because actually last night we were playing The Last of Us. We were talking about zombie apocalypse and what we would do. So this is right up its alley.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let me know when you're ready to go.
Go ahead.
3, 2, 1, vámonos.
There was so much chaos after the outbreak. It was 2 years before we could begin to re-enter the city. We started to hear a rumor of a cure.
How long were you infected?
4 years.
You having any violent impulses?
No.
Your sister-in-law has agreed to take you in.
Smile, Killian. Are you one of the cured?
Yeah.
Will you be sick again?
What happened to Luke?
We got separated. You were right to lie. They're all the same when they know the truth.
We need to look out for each other out here, okay?
Sometimes I feel it screaming to get out.
How could you take one in? They're murderers, a lot of them.
They want us all dead. We have to stop them. You're right to be scared. No matter how much we pretend, we're not the same people anymore.
Stay away from us.
I'm not going to be a part of this. You're the reason they're not safe.
It's like a whole movie.
They hunt together. They decide who to kill and who to infect. They communicate in a way that we will never understand.
Ooh.
We need something that will make them listen. Something they're truly scared of.
Looks good.
Wow, man.
It looks good. We pretty much saw the whole movie right there. So
Right? That was more
Money's
than
worth.
a trailer.
yeah, I was like, oh, maybe like a minute or so. No, pretty much we saw the whole movie. But that looks really, really good. Suggested Wonder. We actually did get the fuck out. That's actually another game coming out that looks really good. We did cover that in a podcast as a gym. But when we get closer to launch, we'll definitely be talking more about that. Yeah. It looks great, right? It looks good.
You know, just when you think you don't need another zombie apocalypse movie, then like a good trailer comes out. Like,
Bro, I could watch zombie movies all day, every day. One movie that I still love to this day is called 28 Days and 28 Days Later.
that's
By
a good-
far one of my favorite. It's amazing. It's amazing. If you haven't seen it, check it out if you like zombie movies. But I mean, dude, we covered quite a bit today. We're talking about Darwin's Project, which is actually in open beta right now to the 26th. So snatch that up if you want. Let me do a command in chat for you guys. So definitely do check them out on Twitter and go to the Steam profile, download the game, play till tomorrow. Also, we talked about the one and only Warhammer Vermintide Dose, which is be coming out pretty soon, March 8th, 2018. Capped at $30 for the base price, and for the collectors, $44.99.
Yes, sir.
We also covered some gyms and FedEx's mess ups, their little cover up. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, but great podcast. Anything else you want to cover or you want to talk about?
No, that's it for today, man. I enjoyed the topics today. Definitely looking forward to getting back into a few more matches of Darwin Project before it's all over.
And just a little update of where the podcast is going. We have quite a few things we're brewing. And so we're definitely here to, there's a big milestone coming up for the podcast. We just got to put some work into it. We're trying to make it more interactive for you guys. We're trying to do some live playthroughs of some games coming up. If we can get our hands on them, some keys and stuff. So this podcast, hopefully in a couple months, will be even better for you guys. We're trying to make this a show, an experience for everybody, not just you guys come, here's some information, we leave. We're trying to make it you come, we deep dive, we experience games together at the same time. So that's what we're here for. So it's kind of like, it's going to be like a game review, a live game review and playthrough with a podcast. So we got quite a bit. If you guys do, this week we did not have a guest because I really wanted to, just have me and Bites settle down and talk about some games. He's dope. He's awesome. So if you guys do know somebody that wants to be on the podcast, reach out to me, reach out to the mods, or reach out to Bites. Let him know. It's open to everybody. It doesn't matter what size of streamer you are, content creator. It just matters if you're willing to have a conversation and have some fun and have some laughs. That's pretty much it. But I do want to thank everybody for showing up for episode 21. That's a big milestone, man. Episode 21 of the Glitched Out podcast, man. I can't wait till 50 comes up, 40 comes up, 100 comes up.
What about 150,
100? Yeah, we're gonna.
Like, come on, dude.
We do this every weekend, so we'll definitely be around for a long time. And it's only gonna get better and better. So right. yes. But I do want to thank everybody. I do want to thank Bites for being here. I want to thank everybody watching live. And obviously pre-recorded on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching episode 21 of the Glitched Out Podcast. I'm your guest, G, aka GlitchSipe, and Bites, the one and only BitesWorld. And people are wondering, where can they find you, Bites, man? What platforms are you on? What times do you stream? What kind of projects you got coming up?
Yeah, man. So I'm located on most of the social media platforms, probably except Snap for the most part, but Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, those places. I'm BitesWorld there as well. My stream schedule for the most part is Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and I normally start around 8:30. And we play a variety of games. There's not really a main game. I just try to play what I think is fun. I keep it simple. And in addition to that, I'm here with UG on Sundays, man. So that
sounds good. Sunday, every plan. Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Also, guys, if you have any games or topics you guys want to suggest for us to talk about, hit me up. Let us know. We got you. All right, guys.
One thing I did want to mention real quick, G, we will be doing like a Money Talks series where we talk about financial health, financial wealth, things like that. We'll be starting that sometime soon. So be waiting for more information on that.
Yeah, we got you guys. We'll also be making a separate Twitter account. It won't be on my Twitter account. It'll be the Glitched Out Podcast by itself. We're just working on the logo and stuff like that. So when I get that ready, I will blast it out, guys. And if you guys enjoy this content, let people know. Don't be ashamed to say, hey, man, I saw this podcast. I saw this, Bites. I saw G. You might want to check it out. Let people know. That's how we grow. That's how we get more opportunities for the podcast and stuff like that. So if you enjoy our content, don't be ashamed to tell your brother, your sister, your dog, your cat, your giraffe. I mean, if you got a dolphin, let them know. Let them know. But that is how you guys get the word out. So share it up. Very soon, we'll have our own SoundCloud, our own Twitter, and Instagram for the Glitched Out Podcast. Just give us some time. We got you guys. All right, guys. But hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being faithful and loyal. I will be live later today, Trent, with some GTA RP. Hopefully, Bites will be on there too. All right, guys. Let them know, baby. Ocean Man. But have a great night, guys. Peace.